Starting recording and starting the stream. Welcome to Horsin Around, a Dumbass Cast. I'm your host, Nick Mercadante, and with me I have three lovely guests today. If you would like to introduce yourselves.
I would not.
Okay.
Hi,
Well,
my name is Patrick Armario, and I'm an award-winning animator.
Is that your fun fact?
That is my fun fact.
Oh, that works.
Okay.
That works.
Multi-award winning.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I can include on my resume freelance reindeer attendant.
Hell yeah! All right, that's pretty fucking dope.
All right. Hi, I'm Wolverine Mescal, and I once filled a kiddie pool with milk and hid it in my friend's dorm room.
Oh my god! Yes. Could you? All right. Actually, this icebreaker's good. Could you please explain the story behind that for those out of the loop on CSH shenanigans?
He's known for his love of milk. He will go down to the corner store and buy a gallon of milk and drink it that day.
Yep.
So one day it's like October, and we're like, Secret Santa's coming up. Eventually.
What's Secret Santa for?
Secret Santa is, well, you're familiar with the concept of Secret Santa, where you get a name and you give somebody gifts.
Mm-hmm.
However, the way that at least we used to do it, was you get the gift, and usually the gift would be a joke, but you could also give gifts to people who you weren't assigned.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't have to open if they didn't want to, but they could.
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we could get this really funny gift for Frank. We didn't get Frank's name, Frank's person, but we were like, why not? We'll give it to her.
Yeah, spirit of giving.
We would start coming up with like ideas that have to do with milk.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, well, somehow we come up with the idea that we're gonna take a kiddie pool and fill it with milk, because weeks beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
Frank's roommate had jokingly like tried to key into my room,
Mm-hmm.
and his key worked.
Oh no.
The doors had the same lock.
Oh god.
And they just kept doing it for years. Like we thought that was like a one-time thing. It's like intentional, apparently.
What do you?
They thought we'd never find like after that year, they changed the locks every year. Supposedly, they changed at least the common room locks. The people in those rooms, their keys work on each other's doors.
Just those two.
Like
those two specific rooms are just linked rooms.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know why.
Okay.
But we were like, okay, so Frank doesn't know that. His roommate does. We got the roommate mostly in on the plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, well, how are we gonna do this? We buy a kiddie pool on Amazon. One of the people who was in on it lives across the hall from him. We buy some floaties, and we're like, well, we gotta get the milk. How are we gonna get the milk? So there's a corner store that's literally right below our dorm room.
Yep.
And you can spend our fake RIT dining money on it.
Yeah.
And every year we have too much.
Yeah.
They
force you to live in the dorms. You have to get a meal plan, and the meal plan is exorbitantly expensive because they really don't want you to starve. But also, it's just a way that if you don't spend the money by the end of the year, or well, I guess it rolls over year to year. But if you don't use it before,
only semester to semester.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
So if
I was
you
gonna
don't use
say, it didn't roll over at my school.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
they
don't
do
use
the
it in
same thing at
fall,
my
you get it
school.
in spring. If you don't use it in spring, it goes away.
Oh, okay. So it
It
is.
didn't roll over for either semester.
Okay.
You have to use all of them by like finals week, or you're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's why we would like. So like people would like, because we have like a drink machine that we have to stock on floor, and people would literally go there and get like pallets of drinks and bring them back to the floor, because like your money is going away no matter what. You may as well
Yeah.
put it to
Yeah.
use. We're like, well, we have 4 people with the most expensive meal plan, because the most expensive one is the one that doesn't force you to have like week-over-week meal swipes. So
Mhm.
you can have some flexibility. And we're like, well, how can we do this? So we go to the manager. And we're like, hey, theoretically, if we needed 60 gallons of milk, could we buy it from you? He was like, I mean, I guess. Like, so it was.
Let me check my inventory real quick.
He said he couldn't do it all at once.
Right.
But like whatever they had, if we came towards the end of like the day, we could just take it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2 weeks of Secret Santa. We have everything but the milk. And one of our friends has a car, and it's December in Rochester, or November, so September in Rochester. So it's cold outside. So we're like,
Yeah.
all right, we're just gonna get the milk. We're gonna put it in his car and just keep it there, because it's like
It'll
having a
stay
big fridge,
cold,
and
yeah.
none of us have a fridge big enough to hide this
Mm-hmm.
For 2 weeks.
for 2 weeks. But it's
It's
like
not gonna.
30
He's
degrees,
not
like,
gonna
oh,
drink this milk.
It's
Hopefully.
gonna go bad.
No, 'cause it's December in Rochester. It's like never above like it's like at most it would be like 40, like maybe.
Yeah,
But like,
that's
also
true.
the point isn't
My fridge after a week.
it did well enough. 'Cause also this wasn't to be drank, right? Like this very quickly was not drinkable milk once we got started using it.
Mhm.
But we would go in and we'd buy 15 gallons of milk, just put it on like our like $9 and put it in his trunk, and then just under the cover of darkness. Like literally, we put it in like shopping carts covered with a blanket.
It's a real heist op. Yeah. Oh my
By
god.
the end of like this week, like his card is like sagging. There's a lot of fucking weight. Like, he couldn't
Man, you got some junk in your trunk. Yeah, it's milk.
So then it's like 2 a.m. the day of Secret Santa. So we gotta bring it in because we can't. There's no way we can ferry it quickly enough from the car when it's time to do it. So we just fill out like 2 shopping carts and like try and sneak it on the floor. We somehow do it and just put it in the corner of his room and just cover it with a blanket, and nobody questions it. People come and go. Nobody bats an eye. It's just a blanket pyramid and like whatever.
Man, there's been weirder shit in people's rooms, so
For sure.
Yeah, honestly, like a
Arrow
blanket.
came back to his bed being covered in breakfast sheets the one time.
Oh my god. Oh god. And then there was the fucking lobster incident. Dude, there's so much
That was good though.
food related bullshit. Oh my god.
Yeah, no. If you cover with a blanket, like usually, like college students don't gonna give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a blanket. Like I know what I don't need to look at.
You don't want to know what's under there 99% of the time.
It's like the universal censor bar of tossing a blanket over it and just ignoring it.
So Secret Santa happens like off of like the dorm floor that we live on. It's like downstairs, a couple buildings over.
Yeah.
So everybody leaves, and we all like hide in our dorm room until like the coast is clear, and then it's like someone's like on the fucking phone, like, all right, go, operations a go. So we unlock the door, and the kiddie pool's already inflated across the hall. We roll it across, and people are sprinting down the hallway with like 4 gallons of milk at a time. The milk doesn't pour fast enough, so we get a screwdriver and start shotgunning the milk out.
Oh my god.
And so
That's how you do it. Yeah.
So, turns out 60 gallons was a bit more than we thought it was. We only actually
Yeah, I'm remembering that kiddie pool wasn't that big. Like, 60 gallons.
It took like 45, 50 gallons of the milk.
Oh my god.
So it's he's just sitting in the middle of his room. Frank had left and locked his room and turned off the lights and everything. Like, Frank had no idea.
Yeah.
We fill the kiddie pool with milk, put the remaining cartons around the cart around it, and
Right.
one
For
in the
good
middle.
presentation.
Exactly.
One in the middle, like it's a fucking summoning circle.
And then we turn off the lights, close the door, lock in. Somebody like writes on his whiteboard something like summer breeze or whatever. And his Secret Santa gift was just the pool floaties.
Oh, right. At the event itself, it was just like, oh, I got these weird pool floaties. What the hell's up with that?
So we like sneak back in, like we go in like different groups, come through different doorways, so they don't suspect anything. And so we just go through Secret Santa. It's a great time. He gets his gift and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And we're like, "I don't know. Can you not swim?" And he's like, "No, I can swim just fine." And we're like, "I don't know." So he like throws them like over his shoulder. He's like, "Whatever. This is a bad gift." Sometimes it happens.
Yeah. Some people just don't know their targets well enough and they just get a shitty gift. So
somebody grabs it. And then, as we're going back, we get back first, so we know they want to be there. And we're in the room across the hall. And he unlocks his door. He sees the sign. He's like, "What?" He thinks it's part of like the continuation of the gift. He doesn't get it yet. He unlocks his door, opens it, and turns the lights on. And there's a kiddie pool full of milk, and then the floaties come flying over his shoulder.
You recovered it on the way out. That's the cherry on top.
I think we were like, and so people would like walk out and do like quadruple takes, and they made him like stand in the milk. Some pictures of it, which was really fucking good.
Oh my god.
That's fucking.
We were gonna dump it out the window, but our chairman was like, "Don't do that. You're right above the loading bay. We'll get in trouble." This would have been funny. And then we felt bad if we just left it in his room because he had to deal with it, so we just dumped it down the drain. But it was a very good prank.
How did you just take buckets and like?
No, we just had gallons of milk. We would just take it to the kiddie pool and just like open the top.
Oh, okay. The ones that you didn't shotgun holes into. I'm assuming.
Well, yeah. Okay. So the ones that we were shotgunning them each one at a time. So at a certain point, we're like, "Oh, the pool's full.
Yeah.
Don't stab the next one."
Don't stab the next milk. Meanwhile, we've got like someone in the corner already like shaking holes with a drill into the milk.
Yeah.
Anticipating like the dumping story to be like you all had to collectively very carefully drag this completely full kiddie pool to the bathroom, somehow squeeze it into the bathroom door and then just kind of like flip it over in the shower.
You say that in jest, but if I remember, wasn't Frank's room close to the L bathroom?
No, it was 2 down from the north side, like before the corner.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so you could have, because obviously I'm assuming it's the same at Rutgers or wherever, that the bathrooms have like the showers in them as well, and you could have dragged the tub to the bathroom and then just dumped it down the shower drains.
But we couldn't drag it as is because it was very full and it's wider than the doors. So if we tried to fold it, it would have spilled. So we had to like fill like garbage cans with milk and then bury those to the trash can until there was less enough, a little enough that we could then fold it and then move it.
Did you guys? You could have also like siphoned it off into like a hose or some shit.
Well, we were gonna siphon it out the window, but I said that was a bad idea.
Fucking chairman. Was that was Glod, right? That was freshman. Yeah.
He was right.
He was right. He made the correct call. However, it would have been funny for people at the loading bay the next morning, or even better, that would have more likely just dumped on top of the fucking outside of the NRH computer lab, right? Because there's a bit of like rocky area.
It would have been right by the window.
So somebody working like super late in the NRH computer lab would have just looked out the window and seen a stream of white liquid.
Just trickling down. Oh, that's disgusting. I can imagine like being in like a studio or something and just looking out the window, just seeing milk trickling down the drain. I would actually lose my fucking mind, especially if it was like.
Yeah, if it's a late night, you're already like half insane at that point, and you're just like, oh, I'm losing it right now.
I hope this doesn't awaken anything.
Jesus Christ, I hope not. I don't know what the fuck that would awaken at that point. Jesus Christ! Oh my God.
What kind of milk was it, or was it just all varieties?
I think we like described whatever
2%?
they had. If I remember, I think it was mostly 2%. Because I remember that like weeks later, Drew, who didn't know that we did this, was like, the corner never has any fucking milk. Like,
oopsies! I wonder who could have done that.
Wow, that's so weird. Damn,
God.
They're just poorly stocked for the milk demands.
I think it was 2% because he also had like a shell. He bought all of the like the honeycomb cereal. He bought like all the honeycomb cereal they had. Like they had like a wall of honeycomb in their room one year. I didn't go too bad.
Did he do the thing with the honeycomb boxes that like college freshmen do with alcohol bottles, where they finish them and then they decide to like decorate?
They got the graveyard
the whole wall with them.
I think they were full. I think he would just like grab a new one off of the wall to eat whenever he was hungry.
Oh my God, that's so wasteful.
Like he would have finished the one before. He wasn't like
Okay.
Yeah. It was like a nice personal collection that he worked his way through throughout the year.
I'm just imagining like he takes one box, opens it up, and goes like, "Man, which box did I open? You know what?" Just grabs the random one.
Like a wall of different Best Buy dates, and he's like, June 19th, 2018. What a classic!
What a nice vintage! What a nice vintage you've got here.
well combed honeycombs.
Oh God.
Very balanced, very moderate flavor.
Good mouthfeel. I prefer my honeycombs with a whole milk instead of a 2%. You know, a lot of people usually go for a 2%, but you know, the whole milk really brings out the umami flavors of the
I don't want any umami near my breakfast cereal.
Honey Bunches of Oats sold maple bacon donut and chicken and waffle cereal.
Oh yeah,
and they were terrifyingly accurate.
Like it actually tasted like chicken and waffles. Like I remember that one.
Like fucking bacon, and I didn't like it.
That's that shit that I'm terrified of. With food, with like synthetic foods, it's like when they take something that's so obviously not supposed to be that flavor, like a whole meal, like pizza chips, for example, like pizza fucking what's
the Pringles, the pizza Pringles or whatever.
Pizza Pringles. Dude, Pringles terrify me. Like, it's some witchcraft shit that they use to like inject it with that flavor.
Just tastes like
There
pizza.
was one year where my mom went just absolutely fucking nuts in December and bought like a bunch of different special holiday flavors of Polar Seltzer.
What?
So there was like, so you could have like, I don't know, maybe there's like a cranberry orange. Like that's fine. If it's a fruit flavor for the seltzer, it's
Sure.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is not fine? Mint chocolate chip and hot buttered rum. That's
Oh!
not-
Terrifying. That's
Not
like,
okay.
absolutely terrifying.
My
And she was
chocolate water.
And she bought like 16 bottles. And we were just drinking them over the course of the year. So it's the middle of July and you're drinking mint chocolate chips.
Oh,
How was it?
God.
Describe the flavor. Describe the taste.
Well, I assume it tasted like it was advertised, which is seltzer that is also flavored like that.
Especially
Seems...
with the mouthfeel, you know? Like,
Yeah.
So I
Sparkling.
Nick froze.
I
What?
think he died, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is the stream
No,
still up?
he's,
Wait, I'm frozen?
Let me check.
Good
Let me check.
question.
Oh, God.
Let me check. Twitch.tv.
Hello?
Dante. 2
Hello?
Y's 50/50. Big burps. Excuse me.
All right, apparently
Yeah,
this...
on his stream, we are all
Okay.
frozen.
No, no.
Oh no. Okay.
You
he's
guys
still
are
going
all
on his
fine
stream.
on my
We're still
end.
Going. He's just
Okay.
frozen for us.
Yeah.
What the fuck? All right.
No, but he's frozen in the call.
I'll
Look at
try...
that. Wow, he looks like he's insane.
You just... Yeah, this is a weird one-way fucking
I'm glad he
shit
can
right
hear us.
now.
I
Hold
can
on.
Continue my sub while on the stream. Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
I want my cut.
Oh my god. I want my
Okay.
money up.
Is this... Has
Oh,
this...
hello.
Does this work? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, it's working.
Hello.
Yeah. We
Okay.
were frozen like for a really long time.
Oh, lovely. I'm
20
glad that didn't show up on
20
stream, because that would have been really weird.
If you're wondering why we were ignoring you, that's why.
Yeah, no, I picked up on it in a second. But
It's
yeah.
because we're rude, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, returning the favor. I understand.
Is Twitch Prime going away?
What's up?
Is Twitch Prime going away?
Dude, it better not be.
I tried to Prime sub
No.
on your channel. 'Cause I haven't used it. I haven't used it yet.
Yeah.
But when I scroll down to it says your subscription, it says Prime subscription, convert to a recurring subscription to keep your benefits.
Oh
after
no.
your Prime
You
subscription
can't resub with a Prime subscription. You have to wait for the month to end, and then you have to Prime sub again. It's annoying. They don't let you do like continual resubs with
Okay.
Prime. So you just have to wait for the old one, because I have to deal with that when I'm doing, because I sub to Critical Role, and it's just really annoying because I would rather just continue, like just tell Twitch to just keep using my Prime sub on them, but it basically just works out that sometimes I'll try to watch the VOD and then it'll be like, you're not subscribed. I'm like, oh, God damn it, I gotta sign it up again. It's only once a month, but it is an annoyance that is designed to make you more inclined to just drop like more actual money to just keep resubscribing. It's a convenience that you pay for through non-Prime subs. But yeah, no, Prime is not going away then. That is
I thought
very
it was
good.
some shit with like it becoming Amazon Gaming that they were changing or something like that.
Are they doing a program like that? They've
Well, they're
got-
changing Twitch Prime to Amazon Gaming.
Oh,
Or Prime
okay.
Gaming or
Oh,
something like
interesting.
that. It's like it's a whole rebrand. I just don't know if they're changing any policies.
Interesting. Yes, that man, that Secret Santa was a very good year, especially as my first. That was a very top year for Secret
freshman
Santas.
year?
Yeah, that was my freshman year, and that was when I got roasted so fucking hard.
You guys fucking died.
Yeah, I'd rather not share that one on stream personally because it involves other parties.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
But we could talk about it after stream. But
Okay, good.
I just remembered the other like just general greatness that was in that Secret Santa was the fucking Peepo puppet that Spencer made. That shit was so fucking good. So another freshman, a friend of mine, Maddie, was for some reason just had an absolute like distaste for this character from, I think it was a Canadian like children's show. And let me see if I can look it up. I'll show it on the stream. No, not fucking Pepe. I want the Pepe Puppet. There we go. All right. There was a character, or there's a scene. The show is called Nanoland, and it was just a bunch of like puppeteered characters going through very rudimentary, life sequences or whatever scenarios. And I'm going to turn down the volume here. But basically, there was just a scene where this character says, "You stole the people! Ooh!" And she's just, like, really exaggeratingly reacting to it. For some reason, Maddie just really didn't like it. It just rubbed her the wrong way a lot. And so, our friend Spencer, I guess leading up to... Oh, yeah, they Lil shared it in the chat channel as well. But They learned how to make a puppet with like handcrafting, like with felt and shit, and they made like a as accurate as I think they could have like puppet of this Peepo character or Nanoland or whatever, and presented it to Maddie during Secret Santa, and we all collectively, because it was just like a running gag that most of Floor was aware of, and so like just the handcraft that went into that alone was fucking insane. Like
months of work that he spent with his mom to like get that shit working.
Yeah,
That's so fucking funny.
it's like a fully functional and like prepared like puppet, and I think it's still sitting in the library as like just a testament to how fucking insane that was. Also, Maddie didn't want to keep it for obvious reasons, so we just kept it around.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you keep it? Someone made you a puppet.
Yeah, of a thing that you
so
hate.
much time and effort into it.
Yeah. But it's definitely it is appreciated on the regular, or at least in a pre-COVID world, it has been just by sitting in the library because people just go in there and see it, and it's just so fucking.
It's no longer Maddie's puppet; it's the world's puppet.
Yeah,
It's the world's puppet.
CSH's puppet.
It's an installation art piece.
Yeah,
Pretty much. I mean, we store a lot of artifacts from over the years in that library. We call it a library. I don't even know why. Like, I guess there's yearbooks that are in there from past years in CSH, and that's why it's called a library. But really, it's
Books
just
are kept elsewhere.
Yeah, it's like mostly just the arcade cabinets that are in there, and like a couch, and then a bookshelf with all the paraphernalia from over the years, including Peepo, along with some other things. I think there's some plaques in there or whatever, but. Yeah, that was a really good Secret Santa year, which actually ties into the topic that Pat you put into the doc, which I think is a really good one. How much have you changed, or how have you changed since the beginning of college? That's a hell of a question, and I'm definitely gonna need some time to formulate an answer on that one.
Yeah.
If you guys have any more immediate takes, please fill the air.
I threw it in because, Nick, I've known you for a really fucking long time.
Mm-hmm.
For too long, some would say.
Yeah.
I know a lot about you. But there was a gap within my knowledge of you, my little Nicholas database.
Don't say it like that.
That on my file about you. 4 years that I don't really have really filled in. And you know what, Nick? I want you to fill it in for me. I want you to fill that hole for me.
It's definitely hard to self-analyze on this. I feel like Lowell might have a better understanding of how I've changed, just because he got an impression of me when I came in to school in CSH, and then he obviously still knows me now and knows how different I am. So I don't know if you have any specific observations, Lowell, but that's yeah. I definitely have matured somehow. I don't know specifically how, but I think I have at least.
I think it's also interesting for I wrote it specifically because I was like, I don't know that much about Nick's college life, but also about you, Lil, and Nicole. I don't know much about y'all either, so I think it'd be interesting.
You 2 months ago, so
that's true.
You don't know what I was like before college.
I don't.
Yeah,
but I think it helps. It
is a well-worded icebreaker.
It is a good icebreaker. Honestly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about ourselves.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk. I could say the same about you, Pat. I think because you also were going off the SCAD, and so that was a whole experience that I've only caught bits and pieces of. So
I went to art school. That's as much as you need to know.
I guess that is all right.
What's it called? How did I change between high school and college, or at least the beginning of college?
Yeah, beginning to end of college. What has been the progression?
I did more drugs.
Oh, okay. Really just got to throw that one out there.
Yeah, I drank more and did more
Minecraft
drugs.
for the FBI listen.
yeah. Minecraft
No,
drugs.
actually-
Got those sweet potions.
My friend was going to did apply to the CIA, and they were very interested in him for in a capacity of creating like tutorials and stuff digitally for
Right.
people to go through.
Yeah.
But the thing that that kind of put him off their list was that he smoked a lot.
Yeah.
And he needed to like be off of smoking for at least
Dude.
a year for them to hire him.
Government agencies would have so many more A-list, like white hat, like CSEC people, and just more jobs in general with good people to fill them if they just didn't care about weed. I think that's a pretty lukewarm take to have in the current year. But like, there's so many people that just get knocked off because they've had a history with drugs or.
I mean, like,
whatever.
regardless about your feelings about it, it's legal in so many states now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Federally, it's
So
not.
it's like-
CIA is like federal, right? So
Yeah, that's
Like,
the whole
I
reason.
guess you
Yeah.
can't hire anyone from California or Nevada.
Yeah. It's legal in Nevada now? I didn't hear about that
No, I
one.
meant to say Colorado. I was
Okay.
hoping everyone would ignore it.
Sorry.
Way to go, Nick.
Sorry.
Other than like my copious amounts of drugs, had sex once,
Nice.
so that was great.
Epic.
Oh yeah, I developed a lot. I didn't realize how competitive I was until I went to college.
Mm.
And then I became a lot more competitive, and then became a workaholic.
Oh no.
so
Blessing and a
it kinda,
curse.
like, yeah. And I also went to therapy. So
That's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had a friend who passed away during college, so like,
Oh.
I was like, this is something that I might want to go to therapy for,
Yeah. That's
and it was helpful. Yeah.
therapy. A lot of, people, even if you don't are
everyone.
going through like, some advanced life experience, going to therapy can really just help almost anybody,
Honestly,
like,
yeah. Even if it's like you said, like even if it's not something like insane, like
Yeah.
fucking what's it called? I think, even if like right now, right?
Mhm.
My life's going pretty steady. Like,
yeah.
sure, I could use a job. That'd be nice, guys. Someone please hire me, please. But I'm not really concerned about not getting a job. I'm gonna get a job like in the near future.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. There's no like.
You're
There's
an
no-
award-winning animator. You're gonna get a job.
I'm a multi-award-winning animator, and I've had sex.
On your
Oh, yeah,
resume,
ladies.
I've been laid.
I have been laid, and I've done copious amounts of drugs. So I don't know why I'm not hired already.
Yeah, come on. There's literally just so many A-list qualities to throw on that resume. Forget about your art portfolio. Throw that art portfolio in the trash. You don't need it.
In the gutter.
Yeah, you just
I'll be like, check out this gal's Facebook. Please look at her. We have had intercourse,
Oh my
guys.
god.
At least
no.
once. Do I
Sir.
remember her name? No. But I made out with her boyfriend afterwards.
What? Oh my god. All right. That was
Hey, we need more information about that part. Power
Let's
move.
go.
Jesus.
You know it was her boyfriend?
No, I didn't make out with her boyfriend. I made out with her
Fucking
other friend.
weak.
I wish I
Damn
made out with
it.
her boyfriend. I'm
Wow.
sorry.
You fucking
I wish
you
I meant-
betrayed us.
Yeah. No, I wish I made out with her boyfriend.
You fucking turned us into you know what? You know what, Pat? I know what's changed.
Wait.
You've turned into a liar throughout college. That's what's happened. A damn dirty liar.
I'm sorry, Nicholas.
He
Unbelievable.
just wants to make friends.
I just wanna make friends.
Unbelievable.
But everything else leading up to making up with a boyfriend was
Great.
sad.
So we're back at the point where you've been laid. Good.
I've been at least once.
Congratulations. Yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what I'm saying in response to this question. I feel like I definitely became well. So it's a curious relationship, especially with CSH, and especially over the years with all the hot water it's gotten into recently with some of its traditions and whatnot. But I would say that I was, and I still am, I know JP and Sam still rib me on it constantly, but I'm very much an only child. And I was also very, sheltered by my parents, and just in general was not like often confronted very directly against like the way I live my life, sort of in a sheltered fashion or whatever. I think CSH and just college in general broke me out of my comfort zone in a good way, through like jibing and ribbing and doing the stuff that we did. Like going to Brandreth was like a great experience, just getting out into the wilderness.
Like a camping trip that we go on.
Yeah, we go to there's a friend of Floor, I guess is how I could refer to him as, who has land in the Adirondacks that we go up to
Go to
every
an
fall.
old man's mansion, 5 hours in the mountains, and camp out for a couple of days.
It's fine. He's an incredibly cool dude, and I love him to death. But yeah, on paper doesn't sound as good on paper, but I guarantee you it is a very good time.
That's where you get murdered at.
Yeah, no, it'd be a great place to get murdered at. Personally, I think, out of list, if I were to list places that I was gonna get murdered at, I'd put Brandreth. Like if I got to choose, I think that'd be pretty high up there. Just
Cabin in the woods.
Yeah, it was a good time. But yeah, I think I just generally became, I guess I already had like thick skin from high school and before then, but like it developed where I could take shit and then like throw it back, but understand what is acceptable to like throw back and what is, too far or whatever, and just like getting to understand interpersonal relationships better in that aspect, I guess. And like with my peers around me, figuring out like, all right, this is cool to, jive, rib on and stuff, and this is like serious business or whatever. Man, that fucking I'm just thinking like back through the fucking past 4 years of my life.
Become a lot more confident and a lot less of like you feel like less shelter. Like when you came to school, you ate like 4 things.
Oh yeah, that's very true. Yeah,
one of our friends made a website that was just what's Nick Mercadante eating, and would just randomly either pick a picture of chicken fingers,
grilled cheese, or
Elio's pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Elio's.
Elio's frozen pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of like 4 things. Now Murky eats
a decent amount. Yeah, I eat an okay amount of food. I eat vegetables now. Yeah, it's insane.
I actually have to agree. I feel like you've gotten a lot more confident. Like in the past, how long have we been talking now? Like for the past
probably 8 years at least. We've known each other through high school. So
yeah, once you got back from college, I was like, Nick got more confident.
Yeah,
he's got some hair in his face now.
And that was definitely like an experience. The ribbing, the website that made me like, all right, well, I need to stop getting shit on about this, so I should try out some new foods. And it was
the same diet for fucking.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly good motivator after 18 plus years of my parents trying and failing to convince me to do it. It just took some strangers yelling at me about it to
negative reinforcement always.
Yeah, and just like it baffles me. It baffled me when I got to college just how many people, specifically guys, don't eat vegetables.
Yeah.
How are you standing?
Bro, it's
vitamins.
Yeah, get those vitamin gummies up in you.
You're good.
Gummies.
It's very bewildering, honestly.
Yeah.
Somehow they manage it, but
like when you become kind of like the communal like punching bag, like even like with love, it's kind of sink or swim. And you definitely chose to swim. That's most confident.
Yeah.
It's that you kind of just cry, right? It's one of the two.
I do feel bad that like Nick was the punching bag before college.
Oh yeah, no, it is quite sad that role stayed pretty. Like I realized that my role in friend groups and in communities has been pretty consistent throughout. Like despite me changing as a person, it's still pretty constant. And I think like to like people, it's not like I don't want to make it appear like I was incredibly like bullied throughout my life.
Bullying him.
Yeah. Like,
It was like good-natured ribbing, but it was a lot.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of I
Yeah.
would argue there was some points where like me myself, I might have taken it a bit too far at some points. So like,
yeah, I feel like
maybe
I've probably
should've-
talked to you at one point or another, like back in the
Wait,
dark
hold on.
ages, as we say.
How far could? At one point, Nick brought a girl to a party, and we introduced him as the horse fucker. I don't know how far you could have taken it. We took it pretty far.
Yeah, that one,
Actually, now that I think I gotta pull back by taking it. Maybe I didn't take it far enough.
Yeah, I think the difference is
Like we didn't care.
that at that point I think the difference is, Pat, when we were ribbing each other back in like late middle school, early high school, I was definitely just at a way lower self-esteem point than I was in college. Where like in college, like you guys just fucking pop off on the horse jokes. So and I don't know how it transitioned so easily from high school to college, but it did. Like you didn't have points of contact, huh?
I will say,
I thought we made those jokes up.
no, honey, no.
Like,
Yo, it's real.
It's
It's
real.
real. It's real.
If we made it up, then sure. Like, it's a funny joke. If other people have had the same joke, I think it's just there's a kernel.
Well,
I don't think it was horse fucking. I think the thing was back in high school.
I was told horse.
No!
Wait, Nick.
You've literally never met me in person. Other people have had to tell you that.
Nick, if it makes you feel any better, I started like my first introductions to like your whole home friend group was through Yash and then Brad, but mostly Yash sophomore year.
Right.
First it was talking about like the worm superpower group of incredibly stupid powers. But he would tell me stories about you guys hanging out in high school, and I heard the horse fucker, I heard the passing out in health class, I heard a few others.
God, no.
And I have to say, every time he would talk about his home friends, I was like, I don't care about anyone else. I need to meet Nick. I need to meet this
No,
person.
Nick is the best.
You were the person I was the most excited to meet.
Well, I guess that's a plus in some weird, twisted way.
That's what happens to the community punching bag. I did that in high school. I
You
went back.
become a legend.
Yeah, like, the people who never met you would be like, you're the guy. And you're like, what? They're like, oh, you're
Yeah,
the guy.
but like, what
Those
is
are
the guy in
people,
people's minds, right? Like, you become the guy, but at what cost?
Well, other people just fade into obscurity. You got something.
Yeah, I have a legacy, and I guess that is something that is valued to me. So I'll take it. I'll take that dub, even though it incurs many L's by doing so.
Like, do you know how many
years of
people?
L's.
Do you know how few people have like a lifetime worth of just like jokes that would be perfect for a stand-up career? I don't have any of those stories. My life wasn't at all interesting before college.
Oh man. Yeah. I guess you gotta have these formative experiences to be able to talk about later. And I guess that is a positive way of looking at it. Is that if you have an embarrassing moment in your life, like you can, it might not seem like it at the time, and like for understandable reasons, but like when you're older, shit just doesn't matter. Like as long as you as a human being are like a decent human being, I don't know. That's the way I always put it. It's like that shit. The little things aren't gonna matter immediately anymore in your current life. Like they're just stories that you get to look back on. And so yeah, I don't know.
I will be back in 2 minutes.
All right.
I was gonna ask about you, but guess not.
Get
Damn.
fucked. Get fucked.
Oh, after Lul.
Yeah, how I'm trying to think how I got to know you. You were in your sophomore year when I got into college, and like I don't know, Lil. You seem like you've been. Maybe it's just my perspective because like we aren't like best friends, but like we hang out a decent amount. I think you've been pretty consistent, but like in a good way throughout college. I don't know if you feel like you've changed significantly throughout the years.
I have. Like, I feel like being in CSH was good for me. Like it was like a I came out of theater in high school, and CSH was kind of like picking back up where I left off because of the insanity that goes on.
CSH?
Yep. Computer Science House.
Okay. Computer Science House.
Yeah, it's the club that me and Ricky are both in. That's how we met.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so like I came from theater in high school, and that was just chaos. But it was like in a good way.
Yeah.
And
Fun chaos.
The same kind of thing that picked up with joining CSH. So like a lot of the things like I kind of learned before, like never really were like they weren't like bad things. It was things like like being more confident and like standing up for myself.
Yeah.
So I guess I just kind of continued with that. I don't know if I've changed that much. I guess I could ask like friends who know me since high school. Maybe they would have
they might have a little bit more insight. Yeah.
But I don't know if I've changed anything. I kind of got more relaxed about like school and stuff.
Yeah.
In high school, I was super like do all the APs, get all the A's. I still like want to do like well in college, but now I'm like, you know what? Like if I get a C, like fucking who cares, dude? Like
you're getting the diploma as long as you pass the class. So
yeah, it's a lot, and like I'm a lot less like worried about like like moving to new places and things like that, which like I'm very thankful for because like, we have to do co-ops, which like 6 months or like summer long internships.
Yeah.
So like at first I was like, oh my god, I gotta move to a new place. Like I don't know what that's like, and now I'm like, who fucking I'll move like I have had to move to a new place every 6 months, give or take, for the last like 5 years.
Yeah.
So moving isn't scary anymore. Moving to a new city isn't scary anymore.
Yeah. You just know that you just got to get settled in and then start exploring and then whatever happens.
That's a good experience to have too. Like that confidence of being able to like go to a new place and then just be like, okay, well just now got to go around and like peep shit out.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Like now that I think about it, moving to college for the first time was that was pretty huge. But then after, like you said, going to different co-ops all around, like I went to one in Massachusetts and then another one in Maryland, and like just moving around like that consistently has made me like, yeah, this is just fine. Just ride around a lot and discover new things. So I guess that's a benefit of co-ops that I hadn't even thought of. If you're going to places that are away, like some people just get co-ops in Rochester, which is fine as well. But
even then, right? You still like it's a lot of independence building, right? Like
right.
A lot of like learning how to deal with people who like in your own house that like you might not agree with, dealing with
right.
Just how to maintain shit on your own.
Yeah, you get to have. I mean, I guess that is part of the whole idea of co-ops is like Babby's first real job experience without immediately having to like get a full-time. It's like
exactly
under the pretense of, all right, you're gonna be here for a couple months. You're still a student, so we know you won't know everything, but we can give you some tasks to do, and then you can get paid for it, which is great.
The idea of graduation now isn't as scary. Like here, it's it's like filling a chapter in your life and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, yeah, but I've already done the whole job search thing. I've already relocated to a new place. I've already had to make new friends at work. Like, this is just the big co-op in the sky.
That's a phrase I've heard thrown around pretty often. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going co-op and you're not coming back to school. Like, you've already you've done this like at least 3 times if you're in computer science, major by major. But like,
right.
Like some people are on like their 6th co-op, and it's like finding a new job isn't going to be scary. Like you've already done like 1,000 interviews, you've already done all this stuff, and like
yeah, it's just like, and then some people get really advanced with it where I don't even know why they're still enrolling at RIT, where they just have been in co-op so long. It's just like, sir, are you going to start treadmilling soon?
I went on a co-op, and there was somebody working there full-time. I couldn't figure out how to recognize her until we realized we had freshman CS together.
Oh,
and
wow.
She had been on co-op at her 3rd year at Facebook and was like, I don't want to do school anymore. And just fucking dropped out and got a full-time job, and I ended up co-oping there.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, I guess she won. And then like halfway through my co-op, she just like left and works at Amazon now, and I was like, damn, she won. Like she didn't do any of this fucking graduation shit.
Yeah.
That's actually really interesting. That's how one of this gal I knew, we were in an intro to animation class, and she during her final quarters at SCAD, we're supposed to be like developing a senior film and and we spend like the entire year, like making the senior film. She left like midway through because she hated the film, and she got a job at Cartoon because she was that good.
Damn.
It was the funniest shit. It was like, yeah, she went up to her class. She was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye."
Yeah. Wait a minute. I don't have to get the degree? Damn. Okay. Bye.
Wait, am I the only non-computer science person here?
No,
Yeah.
I went to art school for animation.
Yeah. What was your major, Nicole?
Still in school, bro.
Oh, fuck.
I'm gonna be here until I die.
Oh no.
Name.
Probably the spring, actually. I'm hoping I'm gonna be done in the spring.
Okay.
I'm an animal
ride this
science
semester.
major on a pre-vet track, and I
Ooh.
work at an animal hospital about 30 minutes away from school. That's why I don't know if I've actually mentioned any like work horror stories on like our We Were Dice things before,
I
but
don't think so.
yeah.
Oh,
Anytime
boy.
I'm like, yeah, I got home from work and I'm really tired and I don't want to do this tonight, bye, that's why.
That's
Because I had to work a
understandable.
closing shift
Yeah.
and I'm covered in dog urine.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's always fun. That's always fun.
Different types of fun we have here.
Yeah. It's just really interesting to me talking to people, and like hearing stories like you mentioned, where, you know, people can just drop out of school, they can start working. I can't do that. I have to. New Jersey is one of the rare places where you can work as a veterinary technician in some capacities without like a formal 2-year training program. But like my entire life, I switched majors halfway through college. But my entire life, I was just building up to one or another career where I would have to go to some sort of like post-college education.
Okay.
And
like
then
a
go through like
master's or
a billion years of
Yeah. That seems like a pretty, I get, different experience from what a lot of computer science and I guess some art kids have. Because like with those kinds of industries, for us, it's like if you just make good connections during these co-ops and you do good work, people will just be like, hey, do you just want to come back here? And then they'll be like, yeah, sure. Or yeah, and then you can be like, yeah, I guess I want to. And then you can just keep doing that, and then eventually they'd be like, why don't we just give you full time? And then they'll be like, okay, yeah, sure. And then that's the end of it. But for stuff like anything medical related, as far as I understand it, it's just like you obviously need to know your stuff. So they really need you to do a lot of book learning and I guess before, because as soon as you try to do anything practical with it, your lives are on the line potentially. So that's,
I will say it's like working at the animal hospital has given me like a better perspective on like when like I order food and they get my order wrong. In the past I used to be like, well, their lives, like, this is so hard, it's just such a stupid mistake, I'm not that upset about it, it's whatever, it's fine, it's not a big deal. And now I'm kind of more inclined to call and be like, you literally didn't finish baking my pizza. That actually happened one time. Because if I fuck up like that at work, something dies.
I
Yeah.
guess that's a good way to think about that.
Yeah. There's like there's a point where you got to stand up for yourself, I guess, when you're asking for like, it's not, don't be an ass, don't be a fucking Karen about it, but like, if you've asked for something and it's been like an hour plus since when you were supposed to get it, you're within your rights to be like, hi, what's going on here? Why? Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, that's it. You probably have some interesting stories from vet life that would be very interesting to hear
stories
about.
from this week.
Sure.
So I guess then how is like how's your growth through college?
Yeah.
Well,
what did you switch from?
I was pre-med. I was 4 different majors that I switched to, but there's no like pre-med major. So I was pre-med for the first 2 years of college, and the entire time, I don't know what people know about pre-med programs, but unlike nursing school, you don't have to take any anatomy classes. Like, there are no anatomy classes that are required to get into med school. It's just like biology, chemistry, orgo, physics.
You don't need to know where.
Psychology and sociology. Fun fact, they added psychology and sociology to the MCATs because they were like, wow, our programs are so difficult that we're churning out all of these, like, incredibly insensitive and callous doctors who don't know how to talk to their patients.
Oh,
How about we just add psychology and sociology as required classes and put them on the MCAT, and then it'll fix the problem?
I don't think that's
ignoring the fact that passing Gen Psych is so easy.
And also, if you're becoming a psychologist, that's like a very specific way of communicating with other human beings. It's not a communications course. Psychology is not communications. Like, if you're worried about people not being able to communicate with other human beings, put them in some comms courses. Don't put them in a psych class. That's like how you're picking apart people's brains. That's like the exact opposite of what you want if you're trying to get rid of callous doctors. Like, what? That doesn't.
I think that's probably a good idea, but I will also say on behalf of pre-med students everywhere, please do not fucking give them any more required classes to take.
Yeah, I mean, that's the other side of the coin. It's just
give them a therapist.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I needed a therapist for the entirety of college, and I could not find one.
Yeah.
Especially when I was pre-med. But I started college as pre-med, and I actually wanted to be a vet for most of my life, but I got really interested in trauma medicine in high school, and I was like, seeing a cat with, like, its leg ripped off, it's going to upset me a lot more than a human, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So I was interested in doing emergency medicine, and I switched to pre-med, and then halfway through college, a few things happened. One, I didn't take any classes that were at all related to what I wanted to do as a career. It was just straight, like, Gen Chem, Orgo, worst year of my life taking organic chemistry. Biochem, I only passed this year because they were online.
Yeah.
And the tests were open notes. There's no other way I would have passed. But yeah, I wasn't taking anything related to my program, and I kept telling myself, like it's delayed gratification. You're gonna enjoy yourself when you're in med school, or like you're gonna enjoy yourself when you're taking like more interesting bio classes at the end of college. And then it was you're gonna enjoy yourself when you're in med school, and then it was you're gonna enjoy yourself when you're an actual doctor. And the goal point just kept getting moved further and further along. I don't know why you're laughing about this. I was like crying every day.
Sorry. That does suck ass. To have that dream of yours basically get like, torn apart.
I was like,
and be like, no, it gets better eventually, but not.
I mean, like, both of my parents are medical professionals, and that was my dad's point. He did he graduated from med school when he was 23? 22, 23, something like that.
What the fuck?
He went to college when he was 16, and then he did, like, a 6-year program.
Oh, God, okay.
Yeah, enjoy being like, God, I'm so tired from waking up early. I'm so tired from all the homework I had to do when I get home, to that guy. But, anyway, I kind of had this epiphany, like, I should be enjoying what I'm doing now, instead of just telling myself I'll be happy later. There was also just, I wanted to do emergency medicine initially because I was like, it's really exciting. You're going to have a different case every day. You never know what to expect. You can think on your feet, and I really like challenging myself. But I also kind of realized, like, I don't like being in a constant state of stress and anxiety because I already live in a constant state of stress and anxiety. It doesn't need to get any worse than it is now.
Right.
You're so valid.
I started to realize, like, I liked the idea of seeing recurring patients and, like, getting to know people, and that wasn't something that I was interested in earlier. I think it's because I, like, figured out how to actually talk to people in college. And, I mean, I joined a pre-med honor society about 3 months before I switched majors. So what a waste of time that was. But the speaker at our initiation ceremony was an ER doctor, and I was like, wow, this is perfect. I can talk to him about, stuff. And his entire, like, ceremony speech was, hate to break it to you guys, but most of your job is going to be paperwork, and eventually there will come a point where you are callous and short-tempered and will hate your job. And I was like,
Damn, they really knew how to pick them. They knew how to pick their speakers, I guess. Interesting choice.
Like, holy shit, why would you say that?
The GDD speakers who were like, you're not going to get a job in the games industry, kid.
Oh, yeah, that also occurred. Yeah.
I feel like there's so many people in these demanding fields where their entire point is just trying to discourage people from going into those fields, and it's because they want to weed people out who are, like, not committed enough to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But also, that's how you get people who are, like, robots.
Right. Yeah. They're so dead set on the goal that they just lose their humanity along the way, I guess.
Yeah.
I understand both sides of that mindset in a way, because what's it called? Like I said, during college I became a big workaholic and very competitive. I've mellowed out a little bit, but I definitely see like the value of, how do I put this? I guess like at SCAD, right? SCAD's acceptance rate spiked up because SCAD as an institution wanted more money, which makes sense. It's business.
Yeah.
But because of that, we have a lot of kids coming in for animation.
Yeah.
And because we have so many kids coming in for animation, we have a wide breadth of skill levels, which is, again, understandable. Not everyone's at the same skill level. Life happens, and like there's things going on.
Yeah.
But because of that, professors are stretched really thin between like kids who are pretty good at animation and then kids who are not super great at it. And now they have to like spend more time helping the kids who are not super great at it, which is taking away resources from the kids who are really good at it.
Yeah.
And that does, I mean, if you, like in my case, that happened to me, but I was able to overcome it by like just essentially ignoring the class. Like I just didn't learn anything from the class itself, took like the basics from it, then like did my own research outside of class because my professor needed to help the other kids, and that's fine. Like the other kids needed help, but it did sort of suck that like this class that I'm paying $1,400 for, like I need to what's it called? I need to do my own, like essentially teach myself for like the entire course for like the entire 10 weeks.
Right.
I mean, that's something that I've seen from a lot of like larger classes that, especially that have a lot of majors that have to take them, stuff like Orgo, where you just don't, the professors don't have the resources to actually teach anything. I learned everything from TAs, and it was an expectation that the professors told us many times, like, you're supposed to teach this to yourself. Why am I paying you money?
Yeah. Shit's ridiculous.
I think he finally retired, but one of the Orgo professors would literally teach for the first, up to the first exam each semester of Orgo, and then he would like fuck off to like Tibet and all these different places, and he would show a different photo from his travels at the beginning of our lectures. He was so bad at teaching, but he was old and he had tenure.
Oh god.
And it's one of those things where, this is something also I've noticed, where a lot of professors, specifically in science fields, will be like really highly esteemed because of research they've done, but they're just absolutely awful at teaching.
Right, because they're not teachers.
Get rid of them because they're
researchers.
Still bringing so much esteem to the school.
Right. Yeah, you need someone who's good at teaching to teach a class, believe it or not. Like you should, just because somebody's a good researcher doesn't make them a good teacher. They're two different things, and to have the skill to do both is incredible, but also incredibly rare. So you should focus on finding good teachers, because that's what's most important at a learning institution. Surprise, surprise. I don't know. It's really whack how they make the hiring decisions sometimes at schools. I totally agree. That shit can get fucked up like that. But so then we've diverged a lot from your story.
That's fine.
You switched over to vet school, I'm assuming, after that speech?
No, it actually wasn't after that speech. What happened was, right before finals week, I was dating someone at the time who was an animal science major, and he was like, hey, you want to just, like, are you doing anything right now? You want to come to one of my classes with me, because we were on the same campus? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So I sat in on one of his animal reproduction lectures, and it was the last one of the semester, and it was on non-mammalian forms of reproduction. So they talked about, like, flatworms and jellyfish, and sharks and all this other stuff. And it was I realized it was the most engaged I'd been in a class in all of college. I was taking more detailed notes than the person I was dating, which wasn't hard. He did not do anything. It was such a pain in the ass to get him to study. But I had this like whole, oh god, what do you call it when you're
Epiphany?
No, not epiphany. It's a specific psych term where like what you're doing does not match up with like your morals or your thought processes. I don't remember, but cognitive dissonance. I had this huge cognitive dissonance moment where I was like, this is clearly something that I'm really interested in, and it's not even what I'm doing. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Oh god, I've wasted 2 years of my life, possibly more.
What? Uh-oh.
So over the summer, I started working in an anxiety and depression lab that used mouse models because that would be something that would benefit me as a pre-med student or as a vet student.
Right.
Huge mistake. That's a story for another day.
Oh, okay.
I'm permanently traumatized from working in labs.
Oh god.
And I took like the introductory animal science course that every freshman has to take over the summer. And I was like, well, if you like this, then this is what we're gonna do now. And it was like 2 weeks into the class, I was like, yep, switching. So now I'm doing that, and I've decided I hate lab research. I don't want to work on a farm as a career, but I've really enjoyed all the opportunities that my school has in terms of practical applications and working on the farm. I'm going to be a TA in the spring if we're allowed to have in-person classes, and I don't think we're going to have Rutgers Day, but if we have Rutgers Day, come visit and go to like the small room in an area because I might be a supervisor.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
All right.
So that's been great. And then other than that, it's just like I didn't have a lot of friends growing up, and especially in high school. I didn't actually start hanging out with people outside of school until like April of my senior year of high school. It was pretty sad. It was like partially intentional, partially unintentional that I just like didn't really have any friends that I could hang out with.
Yeah.
But especially I would say sophomore year, because freshman year I was living on like the engineering campus and all of my roommates never left their rooms. But I feel like my experience is very similar to Nick, where I kind of got out of my shell a lot more, especially in the last like year or two. I started like caring less about what other people think about me. I still care a lot, but it's less than it was before. And it's
You're so valid, dude.
And I've tried doing more things to kind of get out of my shell more. So I started swing dancing my sophomore year.
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Probably not what you're picturing.
No, like the 1920s, like
No, there are a lot of different kinds of swing dancing. I don't do Lindy Hop. My knees, they just can't. You're just squatting the entire time. You're squatting throughout the entire dance, and it's so fast sometimes, and I just can't do it. But I started a different kind of swing dancing that's started with like blues music, but it's evolved over time. So the joke is you can kind of dance it to any kind of music. It's called West Coast swing. But there's a lot more freedom for interpretation. So I started by I got negged into joining the team on campus.
Woo.
No.
Woo.
okay,
no, I met these two girls in my physics class. One of them lived in my dorm. And they were talking about like going to this dance practice on Friday night because they were both in it. And they were like, "Hey Nicole, you used to dance, right? You should come." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I tried joining ballroom freshman year. I didn't really like it." And they were like, "What are you doing on a Friday night?" "Nothing. You're a loser." Like,
see, that's the kind of ribbing that gets you're called out, and so you have to answer the call.
Yeah. And I just like I didn't go very regularly for my like the fall semester sophomore year, but then I was like very depressed, and my friend was like, "This is the one thing you need to do, something that's not school."
Right.
And this is like the one thing that I've heard you talk about that's really made you happy. So this person started driving me to practice
Oh my
a
god.
couple
Aw.
times a week to eliminate my excuse that I didn't want to have to like wait around for a bus in the middle of the night to get back home.
Damn. They're fucking
then-
ride or die.
Yeah, and then I ended up joining the e-board for
Oh,
2
shit.
years. Terrible idea.
Yeah, I'm
Just so
assuming
many
that comes with
problems.
a lot of politics.
Oh my god, like junior year was just straight fighting because there were co-presidents, never allowed there to be co-presidents. And they hated each other. And there was like a legit
no.
there were like clearly divided sides and people were like actively trying to sabotage each other. It was ridiculous.
Jesus.
But
So
through
funny.
that I got more into like actually doing better. I now teach on Monday nights, or at least I did. And I also started going to a lot of events that are, some of them are like kind of more local, but there are some that have like thousands of people. And I've met people from Singapore, I've met people from all over the world.
Damn.
And it's been one, trying to like, you have to introduce yourself to a lot of people over the course of the event anyway.
Right.
But just the fact that like there are all these communities everywhere and getting more comfortable just talking to strangers has made me less scared about moving to a place where I don't know anyone. Because I'm like, I'm probably going to find some of these people there, or at the very least, I know I can actually do this now. Because part of the reason why I ended up going to school in New Jersey was because I only really applied to schools that were local because I kind of figured I can't go anywhere in California because I don't know anyone and I'm not going to have any friends and it's going to be too scary being away from everything. But now I'm not really worried about that.
Yeah.
And I might go to vet school in Scotland.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
fuck yeah.
I mean, I'm
Dude,
going to
fuck
take a couple
yeah.
years off before I go to vet school because I'm really tired. My farm supervisor keeps trying to get me to apply to vet school. Or she wanted me to apply to like an animal behavior master's program in Scotland, but it's part of their vet school. And I was like, I could go to Scotland. Fuck yeah. Because if you're a STEM major, you don't really have the same opportunities to study abroad like liberal arts majors do. Back when
Yeah.
I was a Spanish minor, my advisor is basically like, if you want to do this, you have to finish all of your classes and take the MCAT by the end of your first semester junior year, and then you have to take all of your Spanish minor classes in Spain during your second semester junior year, and that's it. That's the only way that's going to work. And I was like, that sounds terrible.
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, that's if you ever get the opportunity to like study abroad, 10 out of
Yeah.
10 would recommend. Like
Yeah.
my experience, like my study abroad experience isn't the same as like a bunch of other people's. Maybe I don't know how other like non-art study abroad experiences are, but mine was like essentially like a fucking. It was really chill. We were like in a rural French, like a very rural French like a village, like medieval. It was like a medieval village, and I don't know, man. It was just like it was literally like rip it out of like The Witcher or some shit, where you walk around like there's like no lights anywhere, like
Oh, fuck.
it's all like very low lit like lights and shit.
Yeah.
You can
Gas
definitely
lamps.
get shanked. You can
Yeah.
definitely get shanked in like any like alley, but like there's only like 5 people in the village itself. Like all of it, literally like the
Suspect
entire
list is
village
going to be pretty short.
This is
No,
kind
the-
of Salem.
yeah, dead ass. No, like the entire village was pretty much like the 30 SCAD students who came. Like it was really like 30. Like it was like 2 buses of SCAD. Not even 2. No, it was 2 buses. It was like 2 buses of SCAD students, and like fucking it was just all us, and it was a chill vibe. It was just like I mean, and I don't know how like computer kids or vet kids have their like study abroad sessions probably somewhere that's not in the middle of fucking nowhere. But you know, being able to like go out and hunt some boar and not get fucked by like wendigos or like some sort of like monster or some shit, that's cool.
It's amazing.
God damn, yeah. Yeah, I mean, all right, we're already blowing over an hour here, so I do want to wrap things up. But it does sound like, you know, in general, and I think it makes sense that, you know, college as a stepping stone to becoming a real-time adult human being, like it is a huge experience for most people that makes people get out of their comfort zones and makes them, grow a lot and become more of an independent human being, which makes sense because you're no longer living under your
drugs.
Yeah, so I mean, hopefully, that's like for some people, starting to do drugs and alcohol is a way as a social lubricant. I wouldn't recommend that personally. I've seen it go very bad for a lot of people. I think you've managed yourself fine, Pat, but it's a not the most optimal route. But I think it's valid that, like, Nicole, you had those concerns about not wanting to get too far out of state, because if you don't, not knowing anybody and being an introvert can really fuck you up if you're coming to college and you just don't know anybody. And funny enough, we were joking about like the whole icebreaker stuff at the beginning of the show, but that is why colleges try to do icebreakers, is to get those introverts to make some form of connection with some other student on campus, even if it's just one. Like, if you know somebody, and like for me and Lul, I think CSH really was just bypass that, because CSH forces you to interact with people on floor a lot. But if you're not in any of those...
I got to skip it entirely because I came to school knowing Jacob already from high school for like 3 years.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, I already knew my roommate. I already had a friend no matter what.
Yeah. So that was another great assist. But like, if you're in a situation like it sounds like Nicole, you might have been, where you don't know anybody potentially going into college, then having those kind of icebreakers can be really helpful. Is it always going to work? No. Sometimes they're really awkward, and that's why we make fun of them. But like, it can and has, I think, worked. Like, there were some people, I remember before I got to RIT, they had a pre-orientation thing where we went on a little hiking trip, and I got to know some of the people there, and I kind of fell off with most of them afterwards because I was just super consumed by all the computer science house stuff. But I would like say hi to them in the hallways and stuff, and like that is a connection that you can have, and you can choose to grow and foster more if you've got nothing else going on. But yeah, in general, I think college really, like, that's why they do those icebreaker experiences, and then hopefully once you have a foothold, those people can introduce you to other people, and then like a recursive cycle of just pushing you and introducing you to things that you haven't experienced before.
That shit was actually the worst, because then too many people know you, and then you don't know them. So like, you'd be walking down the street, and then someone would say hi to you and be like, hi.
The dreaded drama of not knowing someone's name. Yeah, I'm just a forgetful ass motherfucker, so that just happens regardless. Like, even if I don't know that many people, I'll just forget people's names half the time.
Usually I'd just be like, yo, what's up, dude? Oh yeah, my bro, what's up, dude? Oh, dude.
What's up, my guy, my person, my human being? Hell yeah.
I do just want to add, I didn't have a great freshman year of college either, because I was living on a really introverted campus with roommates who either were more interested in just kind of like doing their own thing, or my roommate told me that she actively did not like me for the first 3 months, and she didn't tell me until March. She told me on her birthday, and I was like, yeah, this is what I thought of you when we first moved in together, and I'm glad we're friends. And she was like, yeah, I didn't like you until like November at all. And I was like, that's a weird thing to say to me.
Why would you?
Whatever. But I had a really not great freshman year, and meanwhile I was listening to all these stories of like my friends from high school telling me about like all their weird dorm shenanigans and stuff, and I was like,
yeah.
And I, like, any of the older people that I knew, all of them had kind of maintained the same friend group from like their freshman dorm until the end, and I kind of felt like
missed out.
Yeah, like I felt like I missed out, and I literally felt like I'm fucked for the rest of college because everyone's made their established friend groups already, and I'm screwed. So I moved to a dorm sophomore year, and it was harder making friends at the beginning than I think maybe it would have been if I had joined freshman year, when everyone's like over eager to like talk to people. But I've made a really great group of friends. I met Brad and Yash through that, and through that I've met now all of you.
Hell yeah.
through them, I've met like literally everyone else in the world. Through that, I had to read Worm, the most arduous experience of my life.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Yash, yeah, Yash is a powerful influencer when it comes to Worm. I have resisted his siren song for many years now, but I may succumb to it someday.
It's an experience that's worth having, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a positive experience. He just, like, we were up talking alone in the lounge until, like, 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning after the Super Bowl, and I was like, fine, you win. I'll start reading it.
He got you with the 4 a.m. delirium state.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how it happens.
He mentally destroyed you until you fucking
like,
read it.
And also, just, like, at the beginning of college, I wouldn't say I was a narc, but I was, like, very boring, and I did not have any interest in, like, alcohol at all. I had a really traumatic experience where I, like, took one sip from vodka from someone else's handle, and I walked down to the hallway, and at that moment, an RA came downstairs and caught me, and I was like, this is it, my life is over.
Yeah.
And now, fast forward 3 years later, I have a fully stocked bar cabinet, and I've gotten really into home bartending.
Hell yeah!
My overall point is, 1, we're gonna have a party at the end of quarantine, and I'm bartending. And 2, if you're worried about your freshman year, you're currently having a bad freshman year. I'm sure a lot of you are having a bad freshman year.
In this current state of things, yes.
In this current state of things, everyone's fucked. But just, like, don't be discouraged. I promise you. Just keep at it. Don't give up hope. You will still make friends. And whatever is supposed to happen will happen.
Yeah.
Honestly, actually, that's, like, one thing that I realized in college. It's, like, making friends is really easy. I mean, I guess I'm a bit biased, but, like, I've shuffled around friend groups, like, each year.
Yeah.
Like, I literally went through one friend group in freshman year, and then I realized I didn't want to party anymore, because being hungover takes up a lot of my day. It's like that. No, it's literally it. It's literally like, I was like, man, partying is great, but you know what? Do you know what's better than that? Being productive.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Or forehead.
Oh,
dude,
man.
so I stopped hanging out with them because all they did was party. And then I also ran from the cops, and then I became friends with another group.
He ran from the cops?
Don't worry about it.
All right, that could be a story for another time.
That's another day.
Good
That's
God.
Day. Yeah, I've ran from the cops like twice.
Yeah, I would say just if you're really introverted and it's like I think Pat, I think one of your better qualities is that you are, I think at least to some degree, an extrovert where you can go, you are able to go out and say hello and just start a conversation with somebody that you don't have any serious relationship with yet, but you just, you're a nice person. You strike up conversation, and I think that's a really cool thing about you. But I think if you're like introverted,
I just think people are hot.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, whatever works, I guess.
I'm just down to bone, baby. That's just.
We've gone full circle to Pat had sex once.
God,
had sex once.
Anyways, just if you're introverted, just it could be as simple as saying hi to somebody in your class or anything like that. If you get assigned a group during a group project, just like have a conversation with them and then see where it goes. I guess that's just all I wanted to say. I think you can really make some lifelong friendships and make branching out connections that just weave out to places that you would never expect. Like I have no idea how I would have met you, Cole, otherwise if I didn't know Yash and then go to college and then start streaming because of COVID and because of all the influences I've had up until now, and then Yash says, let's do a fucking Weaver Dice campaign, and then I get to meet you. It's like it's all crazy. You don't know until you just do it, which sounds like I guess cheesy advice, but it's true. So
introverts, just like get yourself out of your comfort zone and like force yourself to like go be social. And extroverts, realize that sometimes you have to stay home and you have to study, and just generally you need to like be alone in your dorm room. You need to hang out.
Yeah, you need to balance things. I think my mantra for a lot of things in life is like everything is good in moderation, including that saying itself. Sometimes you need to be extreme in some cases, but like a lot of things you could just find a middle ground on, and then you'll be pretty set for life.
There are no absolutes.
Anyways, we've way blown past our time, but I think this was a very enlightening discussion. I think I ironically or unironically know each other a lot better now thanks to this frankly what is boiled down to a really long icebreaker, but I've enjoyed it, and I think I hope you guys have as well, and I hope the audience has. So, yeah, I guess we'll come back next week with a different set of guests, or maybe the same guests. Who knows? We'll talk more about these stories and whatever else is going on in the world. I put other things on the list, but this kind of consumed the whole podcast, and that's fine. So
Do all of those?
what?
Were we supposed to get to all of those?
No, I literally just throw things on the dock, and just if we get to talk about them, we do. If we don't, then I can just talk about it next week. Like, it's just a running list of things to pick up on if there's dead air that I can just transition over to. But this, carried itself for the whole show, so that's fine. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you. I'll be doing the stream schedule stuff on weeknights, so I'll be there for that. And then Horsin Round will be once again next weekend, Saturday at 4. So thanks for watching, and stay safe out there. Peace.
Good gaming, gamers. Good game.